Hey, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to the Q. Tonight, you've got me, Brian, Sofa King Awesome Barbecue, again. I'm sorry. And with me, you have our co-host. He's back, the bum, the second string quarterback.
I'm back. Sorry, been busy, but I'm here.
Hey, real life work takes priority. It pays the bills.
Yeah. And the picture behind me is a sign of what things have been like. Everything's on fire. Just.
Well, I hope the money's coming in because the Royal's coming up.
I paid for the Royal. I don't know about any other money.
That's
no.
Awesome. But yeah, you've been quite the busy guy recently with work and all that.
Yeah, just typical. Yeah, most people know I travel for a living for work. I cover Nebraska down through Texas, and as of about a few months ago, all of Missouri and Illinois. So I have 5 people underneath me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 guys, 5 territory guys. So yeah, just busy with that. It's all good. It is, if you are in commercial construction, especially in the Midwest, you are now's when you're making money. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
There's so many projects going on, all kinds of stuff. Anybody who touches commercial construction is, and now's the time to make your money. And it's going to be hot and crazy in Kansas City, especially for the next 5+ years. Seeing a boom of construction projects. We have a couple of government jobs going on right now. Of course, all the data centers. Won't get into the pluses and minuses of those, but you got the Chiefs Stadium, the Royal Stadium. You got everything goes along with those. I mean, it's just insane what's going on. It's all good stuff, though. I mean, yeah. I love my job. I enjoy what I'm doing. I got great people. So stay tuned. If anybody out there is listening that's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 1, go Steelers. But 2, we do have a territory sales manager opening. So reach out to me if you're interested. So, anyways, little plug for Gripple there, yeah. So,
so you got a couple competitions coming up. I just did one in Effingham, Kansas that you want to do and you never can do.
Yeah, it's always my family float trip. So I went and cooked pork butts for everybody and stuff like that. Tell me about your comp. How'd that go? You did you three-peat? You won it 2 years in a row.
I pulled the Chiefs. I failed the three-peat. But I got 6 overall, which is good. So that made me happy. And I did what I said. I struck out to beat Danny in dessert, and I beat him in dessert.
There you go. You go.
Made him mad. But that's all good. I think next year, because I tried different desserts every year, I think he might get me back next year. Because I'm like, I might go back to a cheesecake next year just to make it level. That way there's no smoked ice cream involved anymore.
You keep telling everybody about the contest in Effingham, Kansas. You keep bringing more people in there. You brought Wayne up there, and then Blake. And, I mean, you had all kinds of – you keep getting more and more competition. So, but that's all right. You got to beat the best, right? So,
you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah.
I finished right up there with them in a couple categories. So, hey, made me happy.
There you go. That's good. I've got all the competitions I have left are huge. I haven't cooked since April, since smoking in Osage in Osage City, and which usually I don't cook a lot in the summer because busy. But I have one of my favorite ones, probably one of my favorite competitions I do every year is Fly In on the River in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, just northeast of Kansas City, about 20-30 minutes. Great competition downtown, been going on, I don't know how many years this is, been going on a long time. My goal still, besides getting a GC, because I've never had one of those, but is to win one of the coveted airplane trophies. GC, RGC, in first place for each category. Somebody hand makes these wooden biplane trophies. They are just awesome. So I'd love to walk away with, at minimum, a airplane trophy. That would be awesome. But
is it like just first gets the trophy, or is it like top
first in each category, and then GC and RGC? Okay. That's it. Now they do, besides the 4 meats, they do Bloody Mary. I don't do that. They do dessert. I did it 1 year. It's crazy. It's just like the Royal. Um, Pasta, because there's a local pasta company. They give you the pasta to do that. And then they do it. They brought back People's Choice, which the 2 years they did it, I finished in the top. I finished second 1 year and third 1 year. So bringing that back. So I'm doing People's Choice Friday night, pork loin. So it's just perfect, and hot bun, baby. It's all it is. So
and sliding the dollar bill out there with everybody.
Yeah. So that's fingers crossed there, and then do the 4 meats. I've been crazy getting that already. Everything's trimmed up, everything's prepped. I've got a little bit something for ribs I got to do, and then I actually made my kale boxes. So drop the trailer off tomorrow night downtown, and going to be 95 teams. It's normally 60 to 65.
Yeah.
But it's a barbecue World Cup, so 95 to 97 teams from everywhere. I don't know where they're going to put them because, again, it's small downtown. Yeah. I know I have my good spot. I'm taken care of by Mr. Jim McCullough at the police station real close there. So fingers crossed, see what I can get there. And then the very next weekend, because I hate doing back-to-back comps weekends, you know that. I am doing Made for KC. For those of you who don't know, that's up in Weston, Missouri, only about 20 minutes north of me. And there are 47 teams, I think, in that. And great prize money, but the cool thing about this is the team that wins it wins a 1.5-year contract with the Kansas City OHM group at the Kansas City airport, where they help you create your own rub line, sauce line, and then you create just the recipes for the barbecue restaurant in the airport, and you get a royalty paid off of that, besides the prize money you win for the competition for 1.5 years. And, I mean, Smoking Magic has won it, OG Bandits, and then Meat Rushmore's the current team. They don't disclose anything, but I believe it's very lucrative. So fingers crossed, team logo up there and everything. That'd be really cool. And I'd love to, especially since I fly out so much. I'd love to go eat something in my own restaurant, so to speak. As I say, I always take a picture of what I'm doing. I send it to, like, recently Joel. I'm like, hey, I'm helping you pay the bills today, so it'd be nice to do that to myself.
I was going to say, so would you be like, weekend bum breakfast burrito? Oh, I'm going to send it to myself.
Yeah, exactly. So we got that. That's a good time. I mean, they do it right. Holiday Distillery is part of that. Friday night, the teams are invited up. They shuttle you up to the Holiday property, and they have Meat Rushmore be serving up barbecue. They'll have cocktails, and just kind of hang out and entertain. It's a really done really well. And Corey Linton runs that. He's awesome. And then next month, I have 3 weeks, and then I'm going to O'Neill, Nebraska, the Irish capital of Nebraska. So that's about a 5-hour drive from here, maybe a little bit more, probably 6. And there's the Irish Rib Fest, where they have you turn in a blind box for ribs. They give you the ribs, and you cook as many as you want. I cooked 26 racks on 2 drums last year. And then you also have a People's Choice, where this is a People's Choice where they walk up and they hand you a ticket. And I'm talking, there are lines of people. There's like 25 to 30 some teams, and they provide you Prairie Fresh naturals. And all I did was cut and sauce ribs, and my brother and my uncle handed them out. So last year I did it for the first time. I have relatives that are part of the chamber. That's where my parents grew up. So it's fun to go back there. But I actually finished 3rd in that type of People's Choice, which is, I always say, amazing because it's not blind. You always think the locals will. If I'd had more ribs, I probably would have won because people kept coming up asking, we heard your ribs were better than everybody else's, and I was completely out. And I cooked more racks than everybody else. So this year I'm hauling my trailer. I'm going to bring my 4 drums and my bullseye. And and I told him to give me 60 racks.
Going for gold.
May the last one be standing.
Are you hanging them?
I hung them. Yep,
Okay.
that's what I did. I hung them and then rotate them, and then I finished one round, and then I put them in a Cambro. I'll have 2 Cambros. I got a plan, so it's gonna be, it's gonna be beat, but I want to win this damn thing. So
yeah.
Then I've got doing for the first time Praise the Lord in Murfreesboro, Illinois. What is that? The weekend of the 25th, 26th. That's the coveted win the glass apple, win the apple award.
Yeah.
I'd love to win one of those. Iconic competition. Just be fun to be there. Again, that's a Barbecue World Cup, so it sold out quickly. I was lucky enough to get in there. And then we got the Royal. I get home, we got 2 days to clean up, and I'm cooking the Royal. Working with 20 international teams now. Everybody needs smokers this year. We need smokers. Thank you. Kurt Wallace with Smoked and Furious is gracious enough. He's shipping up 12 gateways for him. So that is awesome. I know we're the Royal's buying some Hunsakers from Mark Hunsaker. But yeah, so the Royal will be good. And then I got the big Crooked Bum Convoy to Las Vegas, the barbecue jackpot, the weekend before Thanksgiving.
That'll be fun and wild.
Crooked Q Barbecue and I both got in. So we're going to 2-day road trip to Vegas. I've got Blake with Pop and Smoke riding with me, and Jordan with Barbecue Pit Bros is riding with Danny. Yeah. And we've got some ideas. We're gonna be doing we're planning like a live podcast, some different things, have some fun. We're getting shirts made up right now. We're gonna have some fun. Blake's great with all this social media stuff and everything, so he's got plans for that. But go out there and hopefully 97 teams. So again, another huge competition. So that's going to be a lot of it. And it's actually Danny's birthday that Saturday.
Oh, wow.
We're in Vegas.
That'll be fun.
Actually, one of my brothers, Pat, is going to fly out. He's going to join us and help out on Saturday too. So it'll be a blast. And then, then we have our barbecue holiday party for the Sofa King and Weekend Bum teams in December. And I'll find time to sleep somewhere. So, oh, actually, in between there, I'm doing a catering too. So, yeah. So, no rest for the weary.
What's Meat Inferno? I was just making sure. We have a special guest coming on tonight, folks. And I was just making sure we're good to go. I haven't seen that. We're not, so I'm excited. But what is this Meat Inferno thing? Have you up in Edgerton? It's this weekend, I think.
I don't know.
I heard about it, and some other guys that we all know in the barbecue world were talking about going, and I'm just like, Meat Inferno in Edgerton? I'm sure I've heard of it before last year or whatever. But it's close to home, so I was kind of like, oh, that might be something next year I could look into. So, I
don't know. Is it a competition?
Yeah.
City. I was actually just up in Edgerton the other day. 11th through the 12th. That's September.
Oh, it's in September. Okay.
Yeah, that's the weekend I'm doing that Irish Fest.
So it's in September.
Yeah, it's a KCBS.
I'm laying that floor now. I've been all lost.
You've been laying the floor for 3 months.
I know. Dude, you know what? ChatGPT and YouTube is my best friend. It's made me a master.
I hope Michael Goff's okay. He texted us earlier, couldn't get on. He lost power. I know
they're out of power, so their AC's off, everything. They're sweating. Fat boy sweating.
Storms, yeah.
So, and angry, as he said, too. Angry.
Yeah, exactly. It's always hot this time of the year. No questions asked. I'm excited for our guest tonight too. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about him, but everything what I do know is pretty darn cool. So it's going to be interesting to see what she has to say.
Well, especially we just interviewed last year. We just had a chat online with him last year.
Oh, you did? Okay, that was before I came on then.
It was her and Todd. Oh, I gave it away. Hopefully they get in this great. Oh, here we come. But yeah, it was, and they said they had some big stuff coming up that we couldn't discuss or anything. We didn't put it on the podcast. We didn't there were some little hints there, but nothing was said to where they know.
Yeah.
This is all news to us, and it's just exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. Everybody will recognize. I think anybody's in the barbecue world should know the name. So, no. Otherwise, life just keeps going on. Actually, Bradley's cooking Excelsior Springs this weekend too, so he's signed up for it. Yeah, and Jordan, you had Jordan on last week as a step-in guest host since I wasn't able to get on.
Yeah, we had Jordan. We had
Mike Starr.
Mike Starr.
Yep.
With Blazing Star Barbecue.
Yeah. I was disappointed. I wanted to get on there. I've never met him. He seems like a pretty cool guy, so I wished I could have gotten on.
Jordan, yeah, it was interesting learning from Mike of how he came into everything and like he created stuff for other people. Kind of like our guest tonight when they started helping restaurants out and things like that. And then as Mike said, COVID hit, and I was like, screw it, I'm going full bore. I was like, dude,
I'm gonna scratch my back.
Scary stuff.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Look what I got right here.
Ooh, there you go.
I bought a pair of the gloves. They're not in here. They're obviously down where my barbecue stuff is, but I did buy a pair of the gloves. They're pretty cool. I like them. So I got to remember to grab them for this weekend. They should be in my case. So I'm pretty sure I cleaned them. So I have one case of water, but I got to go buy a second case of water. It is always so miserable hot. For Excelsior Springs this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on asphalt downtown. I mean, I got the mini split, which is great. That'll keep up because the trailer's insulated, but you're outside. It's just, and awards, there's no freaking shade where they do awards.
Yeah.
There's no place to do them where there's shade downtown anyways, but it's just, man, it is just hot as I'll get out. But I'm excited because, like I said, I haven't cooked in a while. I get to see friends, everybody, Irwin's, just everybody you can think of. I'm next to Hugh. Hopefully Jordan gets put next to me. I put a little plug in with Lindsay since Jordan's coming down. His first time there. Actually, I got to go find Greg with American Fire Kansas City Barbecue Store because him and I talked last week. We may have something to announce coming up here in hopefully sooner than later. Something with his events.
Well, we won't talk about that until you know the definite.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. Addicted to the Q would like to shout out our sponsors. King Louie Meat Apostles Barbecue Rubs. The Good Charcoal Company. 3 ingredients, clean burning. Tillman's Real Pit Barbecue, sauces and rubs. Hunsaker Smokers, the best drums on the market. Warhorse Trading Thermometers. And finally, Butcher Barbecue with all their supplies. And go to our guest. All right. And coming to the stage, the one and only, hey girl, hey Susie!
Hi
Hey,
guys.
how are you, Susie?
Good, how are you?
Welcome back. We've just been kind of giving little hints of who our special guest would be tonight. From a little, oh, I'm creating recipes for all these other people to a big star.
I mean, it's one of those things that feels like it happened really fast, but also it's been 15 years.
It's been a long time to make it, but it's like overnight.
Yeah, 15 years to be an overnight success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Yep,
Hey.
that's okay.
Have you signed an autograph yet?
Oh gosh. I do have signed copies of my cookbook that we released when we dropped the cookbook in April. So some people got some signed cookbooks, but we're certainly not signing autographs and sending out headshots or anything.
Right. Well,
No.
I may have to, if I meet you in person one day, I'll have to run out and give you a not a permanent Sharpie, but have you sign on my head or something like that.
Perfect. Yeah. just something for your tattoo artist to follow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'd love to see that on that bald head. That would be hilarious.
Listen, if the husband Todd won't even get my name tattooed on his forehead, you'd really be showing him up.
Yeah.
You'd be in trouble.
Yeah, I guess I don't need any angry husbands hunting me down. Don't need any of that. No. So
Well, I've got to ask you something, and this is going to just let you know what I just watched. But have you really been using the triple S for like 9 years? Susie's, Sprinkles, and Slap.
Yeah. Do you want to know the story when that first happened?
Yes.
This is a long story. Or do we have time?
We have plenty of time.
oh yeah, we got time.
I have been playing the TV game for a lot of years.
Yep.
But one of the first shows that I ever filmed a pilot for was a show with the same production company that did the first like Joanna Gaines and Chip Gaines, the whole predating the Magnolia Network when they were on HGTV, their Fixer Upper show.
Mhm.
Their production company reached out and said, hey, we would love to do a show with you. We love when there's like a duo on TV. Like, do you have a pitmaster friend that's like an old school pitmaster dude? And I had a friend in Utah that had opened a restaurant. He trained under John Lewis, very familiar with Central Texas barbecue style. And I said, hey, do you want to come film a show with me? He says yes. We end up filming the pilot in Austin, Texas, and just outside of Austin, Hill Country. And we were filming an episode where we went head to head in a brisket challenge against Ken Black and his son Barrett from Black's Barbecue in Lockhart. And so we were filming this kind of side-by-side cook in this backyard. It is a downpour in the middle of the night, but right before that, we're prepping our briskets, and we're kind of prepping them side by side. And it's really interesting to kind of compete in that way where you're hearing your competitors narrate what they're doing and then what you're doing. And I remember very clearly Barrett was kind of teasing me and Ken was teasing me. I call him Papa Ken now, and Barrett and I are very close friends. But at that time he was like teasing us a little bit because he's like, you have to rub. Like, it's called a rub because you have to rub. And they were really working their seasoning into the surface level of their brisket. And I was like, I don't rub, I sprinkle and slap. It's Susie's sprinkle and slap. And it really was, I think it was 9 years ago. Anyway, the pilot was amazing. It was an incredibly fun show. It didn't get picked up, unfortunately, for like a full run, but it was a really fun show. And that was the first time I used Susie's sprinkle and slap because I felt like I need something. Like, if I'm going to be justifying doing anything different than this Central Texas brisket royalty, it has to be memorable. So that's where the sprinkle and slap came from.
Sprinkle and slap. I love it. That is awesome. That's
You need a t-shirt now. Just walk through Disney with that on a t-shirt.
And I should tell you that we did win the head-to-head battle. So
I was just going to ask who won. So there you go. Hey, sprinkle and slap. That could really go sideways at some late night around the fire pit conversations. That's
I
all
know.
I'll say.
And most things I will tell you started innocently and then because of the internet took on a life of their own. And that's probably going to be one of them. But it did start honestly, very innocent, I swear.
No, I know you don't know me, Susie. Brian does. I'm probably one of those people that turns things to where they're not innocent anymore. So I'm to blame. As my wife says, don't get other people in trouble. Just behave.
Well, this one was very innocent.
Yeah. So we're glad you're back. I do have a question. So the book came out, the Backyard Barbecue Hero.
Yep.
And then we have something that people can watch now on Netflix. Yeah,
on Netflix. It's been a crazy year, you guys.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Now, was that like devised from the book to Netflix, or was it just like, hey, we're now on Netflix because of this?
So my book has been in the works for a very long time with the name Backyard Barbecue Hero, because on the Hey Grill Hey channel, on our YouTube channels, on our socials, we've always said our goal is to help you become a backyard barbecue hero. It's printed on all of our sales material. It's on our walls at the office. Like, we are very driven by that mission. We want to help everybody step into that role in the backyard and become the house that hosts, the people that feed. I think it's really important and it's really meaningful. So that's been the purpose behind my brand for many, many, many years. So when it came time to do the cookbook, I knew that's what I wanted to call it, was Backyard Barbecue Hero. And I mean, it's on the labels of our products. So it's who we are. Yep. And I was approached earlier this year by Tastemade, which is kind of an online streaming platform. They have a channel on YouTube TV. They have a channel on, the Roku channel, all these places where you can stream these TV shows. And they really focus on food and lifestyle content. A few of my friends have done shows with Tastemade. Kevin Bloodsoe and Noah Gluten have a show. The Grill Dads have a show. There's a handful of amazing shows on the Tastemade channels. When they approached me and asked if I wanted to do one, I said yes. And they said, okay, like, give us a concept. And I said, oh, I don't just have a concept. I have all 6 episodes and a name. And so I presented them with the whole series because in 2019, I filmed a pilot with Food Network. And they kind of gave me the green light to film whatever show I wanted after Barbecue Brawl. And so I filmed my dream show, and we called it Grill Power. And it was very much a family-oriented show. These are recipes that I cook at home. These are recipes that I cook with my family. It ends with a meal sitting down together. And it aired in June of 2020. And nobody was making shows. Nobody was picking up new shows. It aired the ratings were incredible. It should have been picked up based on ratings alone. However, some things are out of our control. And I I talked to my producer, and she said, you know how to make this show. You know what stories you want to tell and what type of food you want to present. Like, you can do that, but the scale of it was larger than like YouTube. YouTube's like a handful of minutes and it's a single recipe. So it just never made it out of my brain, and it lived there and simmered since 2020 of what would this look like. And so when Tastemade said, what kind of show do you want to make? I said, oh, I know exactly what show I want to make. Here's the name, here's all the episodes, and this is what I would like to do. So they were very, very generous and said, okay. So we got to call it Backyard Barbecue Hero. I got to feature my book. I got to feature my products. I got to tell the Hey Grill Hey story. And at the end of every episode, we sit down around the table, and sometimes we're feeding my family. Sometimes it's friends. Sometimes it's neighbors. Sometimes it's the crew that was filming for us. But it was exactly the show that I wished I could have kept making 6 years ago. And I was thrilled for that to be the result, for us to stream on Tastemade and be a part of this platform that's really encouraging those types of shows. We've lost cooking shows, really.
Yeah.
We've lost that educational piece, and I miss it. And so I was really grateful to Tastemade that they're continuing that on their platform. I think it's incredibly valuable. And the Netflix piece, I had no idea that they were brokering a licensing deal with Netflix until it was done. And they sent me an email and said, surprise, your show's going to be on Netflix.
Awesome.
You were one of the group that was able to go over and be a part of the package to stream on Netflix. And I about died. So when we started, I had no idea that this would even be a piece of what could happen with the show that we were making, but it has been absolutely unbelievable.
Well, I will say that the cool thing, you talked about overnight success in 15 years. Same thing with this show. It's something that you had that concept, you started it in 19, didn't get to go anywhere, but this whole time, I know you're no different than Brian and I. That's been running in your head.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
how would I do this now? What would I change here? And so it's probably better than even what it would have been because you've thought of those changes and those improvements. So I'm excited. I admit I haven't been able to watch an episode, but I travel for a living. So this is perfect for me on a plane, in my
Yeah.
hotel room. There's never anything on. And you're 100% right. I complain about there's no, I'm an Alton fan, Alton Brown freak.
Me
I
too.
love his books. I watch his shows over and over. That type of stuff. You're right. It doesn't exist anymore. So your shows are amazing. One thing I need to ask though, in all seriousness, how are you dressed so well and not filthy dirty the way I look when I get done cooking in your episodes?
I think there is an element of I just have been doing this for so long and I tried aprons forever. My biggest issue, and I will tell you, you probably will never see it because I'm always facing the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I wipe my hands on my back pockets.
Okay.
So I am dirty, but it's just behind, so you don't see it on the front most of the time. But I have the dirtiest pants pockets after every film day.
I was watching a little clip from one, and I'm like, she has this nice sweater on. I'm like, I don't like, because Thanksgiving's always at our house, and I do the turkeys and do a lot of the side. And just before everybody gets there, I'm upstairs doing a 5-minute shower and changing into the nice clothes.
That's real. I do wear an apron on Thanksgiving. Those marathon days, sometimes you gotta take whatever protection you can get, but there's no escaping the smoke smell. That's just part of us now.
Well, that's. I tell my wife that's my cologne. So
yeah, it's perfume.
Yeah. I do got a little, and this was not planned. I'm in my office upstairs, and I forgot I had bought a pair of these about 3 weeks ago. In fact, Brian knows. I was in a text group. I found them at Shields in Kansas City. That's where I live. And I'm like, I want to pick up a pair of these and try them because I'd seen, Christie's talked about them, Vanover and stuff like that. So I went in there and I remember I'm like, well, I don't know what size. And I convinced the guy to open a couple different packages so I could try it. They had them in packages for some reason. They didn't have them just attached to the deal, but I like them. They're great.
Good.
They're in my trailer for the comp I have this weekend. So I'm excited for them. So
I'm so glad. I think we are slowly winning over multiple cotton glove nitrile liner people, one pair of gloves at a time.
Well, I will say that one of the things that they are perfect for, and what you talked about, how you're there to try and teach the everyday person, how can I cook better food at home? How can I improve? And Brian, we do competitions, and we have our own seasoning lines, but we're more. Granted, it's great when somebody uses our stuff and we do in competition, but it's better if I can, get to the regular person out there because they're going to use it over and over and they believe in it. But those are perfect for somebody that's cooking at home when you're doing, or if you're doing large amounts, where you're grabbing those grates, shredding pork. Oh my goodness, they're the perfect for that. Holding on to the hot turkeys, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my favorite. Actually, is the turkey because I feel like nobody makes a plan for that part. Like you get this whole turkey on there, and then you wash your hands, and then you have a 14-pound hot hollow cylinder
that's not it's wobbling all over.
You have perfected the seasoning across the top. If you touch that with a finger, you have ruined Thanksgiving. So it's like, a spatula, 2 spatulas? Like there's just no good solution. So I will say the Thanksgiving turkey is probably my favorite use case for the glove.
Yeah, no, it is. It's no, I like them. They definitely great for the heat, easy to clean, just like you say. I've used them twice only, but I'm enjoying. Like I said, they're in the trailer already, ready to go. So,
awesome! Thank you so much. I'm so excited. We it took us a couple of years to develop the glove. I feel like everything we do is slow. We are not fast movers. It took us a couple of years to develop round 1 of the gloves, and now they've been out for just over a year. And so we've had time to collect feedback from people, to get data, like what's working, what's not working. And we're actually going to be releasing version 2 of the gloves this fall, right around Thanksgiving. And there are a couple of pieces. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. We haven't really told anybody what's coming in version 2. But we have Velcro wrist on, or Velcro on the wrist strap. So easier to put on and take off. And it also gives you a little bit of a pocket if you want to try and hang them, because you can hook them together so they don't get lost. And it allows for more flexible sizing. Another thing is the fit. It's snug on a lot of people's hands. So we have a slightly wider mold now so that the hands are a little bit wider, but we're keeping the heat resistance. We're keeping the FDA levels of food safety, grease-proof, waterproof, all the dexterity.
Something for the short, stubby finger guys.
We are actually shortening the thumb as well. So the other fingers will stay the same, but that was a complaint, was that the thumb was a little bit long. So we're shortening the thumb. Of course, I got goofy, crooked fingers, but I can't accommodate every hand in America, but I promise I'm doing my best.
That's awesome.
To really listen to customer feedback. And that's what's kind of fun, is we developed these from scratch, and we found the manufacturing plant that could run them the way that I wanted. And the first run was exactly what I wanted, but I'm not every user. And so it's been so great to have them on real people's hands in the backyard, a lot larger sample size, and take that data and now move that into a better version of the product for section 2. It doesn't change the functionality at all. The heat resistance, everything else about how it functions is the same, but just those little tweaks to make it better and make it more functional. And it's so fun and so gratifying to be a part of that process that's like iterative with our customers. It's so cool.
Yeah, no, that's, and it shows you care about what you do, that you have the idea of, I'm not afraid, I created that and it's great, and then I'm going to move on to the next. Okay, hey, what can we do a little bit different? Brian and I cook on Hunsaker smokers, and Mark Hunsaker, who makes those, he will tweak things. He'll listen to people that call him, and I have one of the original ones, and now I have a newer one. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I thought that was the greatest, and now this is. So that's awesome that you do that. It shows you do care about what you're doing out there.
Probably too much, but it's fine.
Well, I would like to put in a request for a knife-proof glove by Hey Girl Hey, so I can give them to the weekend bum for Christmas.
Is that for me? So I don't trust myself.
It would have to be. We actually looked at that when we were developing our gloves, because our factory also makes a cut-proof glove, but it would have to be a separate glove. Do you want to know why? This is so fascinating to me. I loved the inner workings of things and how products come to be. And anyway, to be cut proof, it's actually a fine layer of mesh within the glove itself. And that is a heat conductor. And so it killed the heat resistant properties of the glove by having a cut proof liner on the inside. But we did test iterations of it to see if it would work, how it could work, what does that look like?
Yeah.
So
they have different levels of cut proof too. So
they do. Yeah.
Don't worry, Brian. I did buy cut proof gloves with the mandolin that I got the other day. So
that is important.
If you only knew me, I have many scars for many of mistakes.
But that would have to be a different glove, maybe someday.
Yeah.
So we know you're on another show, and congratulations on that show.
Thank you.
Yes, great. Love watching it. Love Christy. It's awesome.
She's the best.
And I know there's not a lot per regulations that we can discuss, but is it fun working with Christy?
The best, literally the best. So I can give you all the background, and we've been through a handful of episodes up to this point. I was contacted by the production team and invited to apply for the show. I applied for the show. They said, this is a competition show with 2 teammates. Is there somebody you would like to bring? And I texted Christy and I was like, hey, how crazy are you feeling?
Nice.
Gave her the details. We went through the whole interview process, but she was the first person that I texted.
Yeah.
Well, actually I said, hey, Todd, do you want to do a show with me? And he said, absolutely not. So that was more of a joke than anything, because he was not interested at all.
You had to ask him though.
I did. I mean, it's like, he doesn't want to go. He just wants to be invited, you know?
Yes. There you go.
So I extended the invitation to Christy. She, of course, says that sounds amazing and so fun. So we kind of knew what we were in for and kind of not. I feel like there's some things they tell you and some things they don't. So we knew that it would be outdoors. We knew that it would be up against the elements. We knew that it would be longer cook times, which is something that actually intrigued us about this show specifically, is they were going to give us the 8 hours, the 12 hours, the overnight cooks that we really needed to be able to make this work. And we were kind of told, you can take turns. Like if somebody needs to nap or catch up on sleep, like you can alternate. But we learned very quickly that that's a bad idea to have, like, to leave your teammate and let them fend for themselves. Because if you watch the episodes, I feel like every time a teammate left, the judges came out and were like, surprise!
On purpose.
There's a challenge.
Yeah.
And we just didn't dare risk it. So at this point, I think if you're watching the episodes sequentially, we're like 3 days in. Our composite sleep hours is probably under 10. We're snagging naps in camp chairs while we can. It was incredibly grueling. It was so intense. And it was also incredibly fun. We both felt, while we were filming, we looked at each other multiple times and said, can you even believe that we're here? Like, it was a very cool experience.
Well, you can tell that you two know each other well. You seem to, compared to some of the other teams, you guys mesh well. You seem to know each other. You feed off each other well from that. And then, I mean, your background's somewhat similar, but different. So where one of you excels, the other one's not as good, and vice versa. So that's what's neat about it. And just what I know of Christy's background, I can see the strengths from both of you pulling on the show. It's apparent.
Yeah, it was an amazing give and take. When she was feeling low, I would go high, and we would just alternate. And one thing that I love about Christy, and our personalities are different in this way, is she tends to be more, and I think this is what kind of draws her to that competition side of barbecue, is she's very clinical. She runs her schedule, she has her program, and in a competition setting, that's difficult, right? Because you don't always know what's going to happen. But we had these little black blank notebooks, and the first thing she would do was pull out her notebook, write down her schedule, and I'm just like, but what if we made this? And what if we made this? And what if we made these 7 things? So we'd go really big on ideas, and then she would help me narrow it down to something that we could execute in time. And it was a great back and forth between each of us taking turns having ideas and then showing up and executing in the follow through, because neither of us luckily are scared of a little bit of hard work or a little bit of dirt. I grew up in Utah, so where we filmed was like my backyard. And with her time in the National Park Service as a ranger, she was well equipped for the outdoors. So I don't think we could have asked for a better combo in terms of our capabilities for this show specifically.
Yeah. Well, that's some of that the long hours and no sleep is a different element than what has been on other shows, which really throws things for a loop. I mean, it's one thing just to go cook a regular KCBS that's a day or a 2-day back to back. That's a whole nother level there. Sleep deprivation will really get to you.
And this last episode, they teased it quite a bit, but you start to see it at the end of the episode that just aired on Monday. Matt Groark was really struggling. His blood pressure was high, and he was slurring his words. And the first episode, Leslie Roark had to take a beat because she was getting hit by the altitude. And there was a lot that they showed. And of course, in an edit, there's a lot that doesn't make it onto the show. But I think everybody had to battle that in their own way in terms of the fatigue and the physical strain.
Yeah.
With whether that show or not, all of a sudden a lot of shows are live fire cooking. That's the thing now. That's big. Obviously, Christy's part of starting this new organization, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be in Vegas for the barbecue jackpot.
Me
Not
too.
cooking live fire, but you're going to be there. Oh, good. Then I will get to meet you. So hopefully the Crooked Bum, Crooked Q Barbecue and Weekend Bum Barbecue are convoying out together from Vegas. So hopefully we make it and don't break down. But live fire cooking. What's your experience with that? Have you done a lot of it? And if so, where did you start? How does it compared to where things are now with it, with everything that everybody's doing, Santa Maria's and everything like that?
For sure. I mean, growing up, different style. We had a gas grill in the backyard, but I don't think a summer passed without campfire cooking, without
Okay.
foil packs, or I mean, we would do Dutch oven is a huge thing in Utah. At the state fairs, we still have Dutch oven cook-offs in Utah all of the time. So that type of camp cooking, I mean, the pioneers, what they carried across in their hand carts and their wagons was their cast iron cookware. That was what they had. They cooked everything on a campfire while they were crossing the United States, right? Yep. So it's very ingrained in Utah culture. Lots of Dutch oven cooking. I mean, we have my husband's dad, my dad, garages with just stacks of 8-quart Dutch ovens, 4-quart Dutch ovens, a stacking. When we got married, we have a tradition where we do Ebel skivers every Christmas, and Todd's dad was like, I think I have one of those pans. We went back and he had a vintage Ebel skiver cast iron pan. So it was definitely like that style of cooking that's a little bit more rustic, outdoorsy. I grew up with that. So very familiar in that way, but it's a little bit different than live fire cooking, right? Because Dutch oven cooking is kind of baking. And you see that we do a lot of that on the show because it's very much within my wheelhouse.
I'm looking at your recipe for your cherry chocolate Dutch oven cobbler, and I want to make it right now, by the way.
That's my son's birthday cake every year. That's his request for a birthday cake.
I'm making that.
It's kind of like if you serve it with whipped cream, feels a little bit like a campfire Black Forest cake.
Yeah.
So good. But yeah, so that's something that's familiar to me. The live fire element, I feel like, I don't know, I've been cooking on charcoal for a dozen years now, pretty extensively. I mean, I'm working with Duraflame and Weber this year. Like, I know that that's different than what people are looking at in terms of like a Santa Maria style grill or an asado or an open pit, but the concepts are very similar, and a lot of the airflow, a lot of the fire management, it translates. And so we do have like a Brazilian style open fire rotisserie that's great. We have a Santa Maria style grill at home. So it's definitely stuff that I feel comfortable with and familiar with. But there were aspects of it that challenged me as well. I don't have an Asado Cross at home, but I used one in the first challenge. You know, so there were a lot of things that were I felt really familiar with, and a lot of things that really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. And that's kind of why I liked the challenges, is I feel like each team has their strengths. Each team has their own background and unique set of experiences. And so it's really cool to see what every team made with the same challenge issued, because there's such a variety of cooking styles, such a variety of flavors. And I think it makes the show really interesting to watch, because it's never one note. You're seeing things that you may have never seen cooked before, let alone on open fire. And it's so dynamic and it's so fun.
Well, I think down the road that'll add to potentially, maybe not to a huge extreme, but another episode for you of something. Hey, you've seen this, so let me do this at home. And the thing, what I like about the live fire, I mean, I know Craig Carter and Smoke Aces and some of these other guys that do this. Todd Michael Johns, actually, I got to watch him at an event here recently. It's entertaining versus we're on a smoker or even a grill, the lid's shut. You know, the rule is don't touch it other than when I open it. But you can see everything that's going on.
Yes.
And that is the draw to it. One, it's fire. We're all drawn to watch fire. Like, talk about campground, Brian's the king of doing s'more recipes and stuff like that. but then what you cook on it and how you do it and the angles. I have a friend who's an iron worker who's currently making me he's going to make me a custom Santa Maria.
Awesome.
I sent him pictures. I go, here, this is what I want. This is kind of what the other people have. And I don't know what I'm going to get. I just want to be able to move it. I just know it's going to be big and heavy. So, but I'm looking forward to that, so.
Yeah. It really is so fun. And I think you hit the nail on the head with the entertainment aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why it's like, I mean, Al Fragoni is on the show and he's kind of the godfather of live fire cooking, at least on social media, and with the events that he's putting together and what they're building with the Live Fire Cooking Association. He really brought a lot of that to the United States. And it's because it's it's made for social media. It is beautiful to look at. Seems so simple because the seasonings are simple. It's meat, salt, and fire, and I think that's really appealing to so many of us, not just who are already in the barbecue world or who already love fire, but I think there's something very primal about it. Like, we feel drawn to it and we know it's going to taste great and it looks amazing. And then that added element of taking that from social media to the in-person events, like the live fireside of Memphis in May. We were there this year. Amazing. The engagement directly with the people that were there. And the amount of content that came out of there was phenomenal. So it was it's really fun to be on kind of the front lines as this trend is really exploding and now going into mainstream media with Food Network and other shows like that are bringing in these live fire challenges and elements.
Yeah, we spoke to Mike Starr and he was talking about Memphis in May and just how he was like, it's like my baby and I'm nervous to let it go. But this is our first run and we got to see what happens. And he was like, it just surprised him how smooth everything went and how it just took off. He's like, it's to the stars now. Like it's going. So it's exciting to see the whole thing.
Yeah. So what's coming down the pipeline next for you? Hey girl. Hey, I mean, anything you can share or visions of what you can see the next turn is, or are you going to enjoy this ride as it's going right now?
Our next big push as a brand is, again, the backyard enthusiast, the home cook is really where we have centered our messaging and our content and everything. And I think there's so much potential to reach more people. And so continuously focusing on our content, obviously, but we're bringing our product line into grocery is kind of where we're focusing on next. So hopefully in the next couple of years, you'll start to see some Hey Grill Hey sauces and seasonings rolling out in some grocery stores near you.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great.
Have more Taste Made episodes that you guys are going to sign up for?
We'll see. I don't know. I just got an email from the lady that emailed me when we started this whole thing. So you never know. Everything is dependent on. It's one of those things where you can't control the outcome in any way. So we just focus on what we can focus on and keep making great stuff. And if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Well, I know the comp we just did last week, and one guy was talking about it, and a couple other people were like, "Oh, I just watched that. Oh, I checked it out. Oh, I was like, awesome. So good for you, Susie." It's like, hey guys, I know her. We interviewed her, and like we had a chat a long time ago about it. Like it was just so cool now seeing like you were talking about this stuff in the works. You don't know how the irons are going to get stoked, and the next thing you know, it's there. And now all these guys I know are like, "Oh my gosh, did you see this? Did you know about this? Have you seen this? You got to watch this." I'm like, "Oh, I saw it. Did you know it's salt and pepper in Texas?" They're like, "You did watch it."
You did. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, I don't know, man. Like I said, you can't control the outcome.
Yeah.
So every day you just put the next foot in front of the other and you make the next best decision that you can make. And honestly, nobody even knows the middle from the beginning, let alone the end.
Very true.
And people ask me, did you know this is what it would be when you started it? But I didn't know this is what it would be 2 months ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago. I think the Netflix thing just launched 2 weeks ago. And I literally found out right before. Like, I don't know most of the time. I have hopes and dreams just like anyone and visions of what it can be, but nobody knows what the outcome will be. Nobody knows what's possible or where things could go. It's just, are you willing to take the next step? And some of those steps are really scary. Some of them are really risky. Some of them are really expensive. And, are you willing to take the step without knowing the outcome? And I think that is one of the secrets to my ability to I'm 11 years into Hey Grill Hey and 15 years in barbecue. And I do think that's one of my little secret sauces is that a lot of times I'm willing to take the scary step when a lot of other people aren't. I think my husband as a CFO wishes that I was less willing to take the scary step sometimes. But I don't know. It's just in my nature, and that's the best I can do. So we'll take the next best step and see where it takes us. Who knows what conversation we'll be having next year? Hopefully some fun ones.
Yep.
No, that's great. Well, and you're taking those chances. That is, you don't know unless you step up to the plate. And having Todd there with you, you guys are in the adventure together. It's not like you're running solo and he's doing something different. You guys are in that together. So that's great also. So
yeah, very fortunate for sure.
Yeah. Just remember, Todd wants the invite. That's all.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go. He just wants to be invited. So I just make sure to include him. And,
I got to do the same for my wife. She's like, all you got to do is ask me. You already know the answer. I go, it's no. She goes, yes, it's no.
But you still have to ask.
Yeah.
All right, I'll ask. No, I'm not going, okay, I already called Danny. We're good to go.
There's a reason I've been married 30 years. It's I learned years ago.
Yep.
So.
Yep. He's a good man, that Todd.
that Todd.
That Todd. He's a good one. Yeah. I feed him well. So,
So I have to ask, what's your favorite meal to create? Just in general.
I will say, we already talked about it a little bit. I think Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. And I do think it's one of my favorite meals also. There's so many elements to it. And for us, it's a big family affair. I'm the youngest of 6 kids. There's usually at least a couple of us together on Thanksgiving, and Todd's family. So we alternate years, but I think we've hosted every year for the last 6 years. Okay. And so it's kind of a big to do, and spending time in the kitchen's my favorite. But when the family's there, my sister and I will be making pies, or everybody brings a side, or it's like that, just that big shared meal. And I think one of the reasons it's my favorite is the dinner is the activity. We're not going to open presents later. We don't need to go out and get candy and costumes. The dinner is the activity. Yeah. And that really speaks to me, because eating is my second favorite thing after cooking. So it's perfect. And I love all the elements of it, the nostalgia from old dishes that you've had every year for your whole life, the thrill of a new dish that you're trying for the first time, and all of the technical side of timing and quantities. And I start planning Thanksgiving 2 weeks in advance. So I think that's probably my favorite meal to cook. Also, I love a smoked turkey. And I know some people are like, turkey's overrated. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the turkey you had growing up is overrated. But a beautiful, I sell 10,000 plus turkey kits every year of people. Our first year, we were going to order 250. And Todd last minute was like, you know what? Let's order 500 just to be safe. We sold out in 24 hours. And we were like, do we do it? What do we do? Do we do a second run? The next year we ordered, I think, 2,500. And every year we have either 3 or 4x the quantity that we're ordering since we launched these turkey kits. Because once people try a really great smoked turkey, they're like, oh yeah, we can't go back. We have crossed the threshold. It's over. This is who we are now. We're smoked turkey people. And my mom still makes me bake one in the oven, but I'm bringing the smoked turkey anyway. And that's the one that gets eaten first. And So anyway, I love Thanksgiving. I love a smoked turkey. This is silly, but being a social media part of the brand and kind of being the face of the brand and doing all the product development, and all the recipe testing, getting those tags on social on Thanksgiving of people posting their meals and tagging me is the most thrilling, fantastic day of my life. So I love Thanksgiving.
Nice.
No, it is. It's our household tool. There's a main meal, that's the feature. That's what everybody's coming together for, is the meal, the event, whether people bring sides or not. It's the same thing at our household. My wife's, she's got her cranberry relish she makes, and and we get, sweet potatoes, and I do the turkeys, and it's one of those things for us. Christmas is my favorite holiday. It's just because of the nostalgia of being a kid, but that's around snacks and cookies and other stuff, for us in our household. But and with Thanksgiving, there's so many different dishes, especially when you get married and you bring different dishes from different families. That's the neat part. I still remember my wife, her dad's side's Hispanic, and I remember when we were dating, I was so excited when we got to go to her dad's side of the family because we'd have chicken mole and stuff like that. I'm like, I grew up with just dry turkey and whatever back in the day, so it was like, oh, this is great, So
I'm a sides guy for Thanksgiving, that and desserts for Christmas. So Thanksgiving, 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. I did the volcano potato as a sweet potato.
Yeah.
With brown sugar and marshmallow and all this just oozing out. It was so good. Amazing. So that's now what I do for Thanksgiving for everybody. And they're like, I can't believe you did this. I go, I can't believe I tried that once either. And now
isn't it funny how that works? You give something, like, I just love that part of it. You never know what's going to become the next tradition. Yeah. And by being those people, the cooks, like the backyard barbecue heroes, right? By taking that shot, you get to be a part of the story. You get to be a part of the memories and the nostalgia. And I think that's so great. I think it's one of the greatest things ever.
It is. Well, the funny thing is, like, the competition I just did, I was joking with people for weeks. Like, I'm learning how to be a chocolatier type, whatever, Willy Wonka guy. Amazing. Like I bought 25 different molds for chocolate just to create one dessert. And now I'm like, my oldest is married, and her husband, my son-in-law's birthday is this Saturday. So I got like these huge, I don't know, they're cups or shot glass looking molds. So I'm doing another whole chocolate deal for him just because I'm like, why not? I got $250 worth of chocolate I got to use.
Yeah. You're the house chocolatier now. That's amazing.
Right? The backyard chocolatier guy.
I love it. What comps are you guys going to next? Like, what's in the pipeline? I know you're coming out for Barbecue Jackpot, but
I actually have this weekend flying on the river in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, just north of Kansas City. That's a World Cup qualifier.
Yeah,
97 teams. They have the coveted. They make wooden biplane. Are the awards, airplane. That's the goal, to win an airplane. They're cool, one of the coolest awards out there. And then the very next weekend, I don't know if you've heard, Kansas City, our airport was built 6 years ago. And one of the conditions when it was built, it had to be local contractors within 60 miles and or minority owned contractors. Cool. Well, OHM is one of the owners of the restaurants in there. And this will be the fourth year they've held this competition. Yeah. The winner of this competition, and it has to be local, I think it's within 80 miles of the airport to compete. Not only the payout's very good, but you land a 1.5-year contract with OHM. They help you create your own rubs and sauces.
Yeah.
And you create recipes for a restaurant in there. You don't have to run it, but your team logo's up in there, and you get paid a royalty for 1.5 years off everything of your recipe you created in that restaurant.
We have some friends that did that. Smoke and Magic was there.
Oh yeah, I was saying Smoking Brad and Bree. I was at
They were the first ones
when they won that. They're the first ones to win it. Yep, Brad and Bree.
Awesome.
OG Bandits after that, another husband and wife team. Of course, Brad and Bree not yet. Here in a few weeks they'll be husband and wife. But yeah. So I'm fingers crossed. Got that, and then I'm doing next month up in northern Nebraska, a Irish Rib Fest in a small town my parents grew up in.
That's
People's
awesome.
Choice. I'll cook like 50 racks of ribs and sling ribs all over. Then I'm doing Praise the Lard in Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Never done that one. That's again, and just go win an apple. And the very next weekend's the Royal. So
you're stacked.
Yeah, just going to be a little busy. As my wife says, I need to learn to say no at some point. We'll see. So.
Todd would like the same training for me. If you have any resources, that would be appreciated.
No. And on top of cooking the Royal, I'm on the Royal committee and I help the international teams.
Cool.
So I'm trying to secure smokers for everybody left and right. Which is interesting currently. So, but no, it's fun. Have you ever come out to the Royal before?
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
we've been out 3 times, I think. It's a
Okay.
super fun competition. I love the Royal.
Yeah. It's,
Well, this year's the inaugural new area.
we'll be at the
Speedway,
barns,
right?
the new barns. Yeah, the first wave of it. It's going to be neat. So it'll be interesting, but it'll be fun. So
That's awesome. I don't know if we'll make it out this year. We'll have to see. I feel like every year is like we wait until 2 weekends before and then see what happens. And we always end up in the weirdest hotels because we don't plan far enough in advance.
Yeah, I had to tell these because we have teams from Lithuania this year, Estonia. I mean, I had to look up these countries to figure out where they were. But I told them all, before you book a hotel, please tell me where it is. Because if you go the wrong side of I-40/35, you could be where they filmed Cops. I saved a few of them from booking Airbnbs and stuff. So I want everybody to be safe.
Done that.
Yep. No.
Awesome.
Well, Susie, we appreciate you coming on. Why don't you plug all your social media and everything?
Oh gosh, we're just Hey Grill Hey everywhere.
There you go, everywhere.
We're all over. Pick a platform. If you want to binge the Netflix show, it's just on Netflix. You go to the search bar and type barbecue, BBQ, and we're the first one that pops up. So if you want to watch that on Netflix, that's how you can find it. Or if you want to subscribe to Tastemade, on Tastemade, it's kind of fun. It's a little bit more interactive. Mm-hmm. They have a paid model and you get access to all of the recipes, like the written recipes as well that are tied to each episode, which is kind of fun. If you want to cook along with the episodes and print out the recipes, that's a cool way to do that. Food Network on Mondays. If you want to watch Pit Masters, we're on the upcoming episode. And you can watch Christy and I battle it out. We're on the last challenge of the core 4. So we're kicking off the next episode with brisket, which will be very fun. Everybody's favorite. Mm-hmm. And I have hundreds of recipes on my app. If you search Hey Grill Hey in the App Store or on my website at heygrillhey.com. I don't even know. There's a cookbook for sale. You can get it on my website. The cookbook and the gloves are on Amazon. And then check your local retailers. We're in thousands of retailers also already in the outdoor sporting goods. So Academy Sports, Ace Hardware nationally. You found our stuff in Shields. We love Shields, Fleet Farm, and a ton of local mom and pop barbecue pro shops. And we always got to go out and support those small businesses. So hopefully you can find us there too. I mean, we're trying to be everywhere. I feel like that was a lot.
No, that's great though.
Hey Grill Hey everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just also, yell it out.
On the Weber YouTube channel, one thing fun this year is I'm a Weber Grill Pro this year, and they just launched their own YouTube channel with cooking recipes, which they've never had before. So that's new this year. If you like cooking content, barbecue content, Weber content, the Weber YouTube channel is dropping recipes, and we have a show on the Weber YouTube channel called Everyday Grilling, and that is popping up every week over there as well. But there's other creators on the Weber platform. So I think they're rolling out videos like 5 days a week. Tuffy's on there. So that's a really fun channel. It's new, and I'm excited about the type of recipes and content that we're putting out there. It's very fun, very focused on backyard, great ideas, great recipes, a lot of variety.
No, everybody's had a Weber or has one right now, and that's I got to check that out because that is cool. We got to make sure Chris Tallydog knows about that one, Brian. He's the Weber king in Kansas City. So
awesome.
Awesome.
So that one's new this year, but it's been really fun to work with the Weber team. And I mean, I've been cooking on a Weber kettle for over a decade, and it's our go-to grill to this day. I was cooking on it yesterday and today. So twice yesterday, actually, lunch and dinner. We even have one at the warehouse. So it's been really fun to have that kind of opportunity to work with a brand like Weber. And Duraflame charcoal. We also have long format videos going up on the Duraflame charcoal channels. So like I said, we're everywhere.
That's great. I love it.
Well,
spreading the love,
Yes, definitely.
Been a pleasure meeting you, Susie. Looking forward to meeting you in Vegas.
Yeah,
Later
we'll be
in the
there.
year. Definitely.
We're sponsoring
Yeah.
this year. It's
Supposedly,
such a
I'm
fun
going to
competition.
Vegas as a flat Brian. Hint, hint.
Flat Brian. Well, we will see the Flat Brian there also.
Oh no, it was a pleasure. Give Todd our best, and we'll touch base here in probably a year or something again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Have a good evening. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.